Good morning, race fans, and welcome to season number 2 of the Announcers Booth Podcast. We are live from US 30 Speedway in Columbus, Nebraska. Track prep going on right now for day number 2 of the Abe Lincoln Memorial, the 25th edition of the Abe Lincoln Memorial. Evan Harrod is here to co-host with me today for the show. We're going to see if we can talk to some drivers and the man behind the food here at US 30 as well as we're going to talk about some other things, how the racing season has gone so far in the region here. And a whole lot more coming up next on the Announcers Booth Podcast. And a happy Saturday morning to you, race fans. How is everybody doing? Welcome to season number 2 of the Announcers Booth Podcast presented by Rapid Graphics. Scotty, too, Hotty here with you. Oh, man, it feels great to be back here on the mic, bringing news and stories and, great interviews and drivers and crews. And, just to you, the race fans, could not thank you all for your support. We apologize for the background noise. Track prep's going on right now as we're live from US 30 Speedway. Bobby Lincoln, track owner and promoter out in the road grader right now, and daughter Danielle out in the sheep's foot as we're getting the track ready for some racing here tonight. And for day number 2 of the 25th annual Abe Lincoln Memorial here in Columbus, Nebraska at US 30 Speedway. We got a co-host with me here today as well, Evan Harrod out of Nebraska as well. Joins me up here on the concourse behind the mic. And Evan, you're a former racer. Well, I shouldn't say former. You're still a racer, just, trying to find a car in the meantime. But you were here for night number 1 last night. And how we're still surviving at this moment, I have no idea. We went to bed pretty early, pretty late, depending on how you look at it. And, 2 guys with blood pressure problems, and we're drinking energy drinks right now. We went to bed about 5 o'clock this morning, and it's, 11-ish, 11:30?
Yeah.
So give me your take on last night and the first installment of the 25th annual Abe Lincoln Memorial. We saw some great racing through all the classes here, and man, what do you think we can expect from tonight?
I think it's going to be a lot of good, hard racing. Track looks great right now. Last night was awesome. Track was smooth. I think it's going to be a good night of racing.
You mentioned the smoothness of the track. That's the one thing about US 30 Speedway. Bobby and Danielle, they do all the track prep here. And one of the things that we've heard from time and time again from drivers is, this track is awesome. It's, smooth from top to bottom. But another thing is it's also a dry slick, which comes, down to the drivers and how they drive and what they can do. And it's really fun to see when it comes down to the driver instead of, like a hammer-down, top-heavy track.
Exactly. When you can put that car anywhere on this track and make it work, high, bottom, middle, it's all there.
And definitely hats off to Bobby and Danielle each and every week here for normally Thursday Night Thunder at US 30 Speedway. Friday and Saturday show this weekend at the Abe Lincoln Memorial, the 25th annual Abe Lincoln Memorial, I should say. So last night, Evan, you were pitting for a good friend Tyler Steckelberg in the number 7 stock car. And he had a little bit of tough luck earlier this season going up and over, got a different car together, and he didn't do too bad last night. A little issues, but hopefully got him figured out for tonight. What was your takeaway from last night?
That car handled a lot better than we thought it was going to. With his wreck, and we threw this thing together in about 2 weeks. We were honestly surprised. We got a little adjustments to do, but we should be ready to go.
Should be ready to go indeed. And we had about over 150 plus cars last night. We started hot laps about 7:15 and we got done racing at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then, still wrenching on the cars, grilling afterwards as well. And then, myself talking to a few drivers, getting some other things, set up. Like I said, both of us in bed at 5 o'clock this morning. And Evan calls me at 9 o'clock and we won't repeat what I said to him over the phone, but he's like, dude, Starbucks is sounding pretty good right now, ain't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we can't repeat what you said, but it was some lovely lovely words.
Well, some colorful wording for anyone that knows me, especially when I get up, if it's got to be early in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I don't think any race car driver is, because it's a lot of late nights in the shop and then a lot of late nights at the track. But we got some Starbucks and we headed over to Walmart and then to the Sat Bros truck stop. We got some full throttle energy drinks and yeah.
I'm going to be living off energy drinks today.
Yeah, me too. That and if we can find a coffee pot around here, I think we'll be golden.
We should have probably picked one up.
You know, the things you think of after the fact.
When I got the truck door open on me at 7 a.m. because I slept in the truck.
Right.
That makes for a really short night, morning, whatever you want to call it. A short sleep.
A short nap. We'll just call it what
nap.
it is. Yes, a short nap is what it is. So, yeah, it's...
we were pretty much done with the car by the time I even called you.
Yeah, and that was at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. We had tire prep done, bolt check done, fluids checked.
So we come back from town because US 30, is about 4 miles out of town here, and we come back to town and we pull up, to deliver some drinkage to Tyler and the crew there, and they're munching on hash browns and about to throw eggs on the grill, and we're like, that sounds pretty good right about now, but we got a show to do. So here we are live here at US 30 Speedway. Evan Harrod, we'll get into more of his background here in just a few minutes, but just the 2021 season, last year with COVID-19 hitting, a lot of restrictions, in the Nebraska area, we finally, got some racing in, great racing at that, but then just the turnaround into 2021. In my opinion, one of the best racing seasons I have seen to date all season. Not only back in my neck of the woods, back in Iowa, South Dakota, and Minnesota, but out here in Nebraska, though, too. Very, very good racing, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But first, Evan, why don't we just take a quick break here and hear from Fort Orange Salvage, and we come back with a Fort Orange Salvage question of the day.
That'll work.
All right, stay tuned. We are live here from US 30 Speedway for the Announcer of the Booth podcast presented by Rapid Graphics.
Evicted tenants leave a mess behind? Have an old appliance that you're tired of staring at? Yard waste, branches, carpet, old furniture, other discarded items you just want gone? Well, Fort Orange Salvage can take it all away. Call Jamie at 605-376-8532 for a quote today, or you can find him on Facebook by searching Fort Orange Salvage-Junk Haulers. Contractless payment through Venmo or PayPal is also available. Quick, easy, and affordable junk hauling. Fort Orange Salvage. We pick things up and we take them away. Serving Sioux Falls, South Dakota and surrounding areas.
Hey, welcome back to the Announcer Booth podcast presented by Rapid Graphics. And yes, a big shout out to Jamie and the Fort Orange Salvage team there. Jamie's a great guy, and like the ad said, if you need something picked up and taken away, give Jamie a call. Also running a thrift store now out of Lenox, South Dakota, the Purple Rat Pack Thrift Store. Little bit of a mouthful, I know, yes, but you know what? Jamie is doing a great job trying to grow his business here. So thank you, Jamie, for everything you do, not only for sponsoring a few cars, but being one of the advertisers here for the Announcers Booth podcast. So we're going to go with a question of the day here. And, a while back I asked a few questions that said, the race fans, what we want to hear from you. What do you think a question of the day should be? And Evan, you're a hobby stock racer. I know you wanted to get into a sport mod stock car. I know you're still kind of deciding on that.
We're getting there.
But, as a race car driver, and I can, speak for myself as well, some race car drivers have rituals on a race day. Some superstitious, some, regular rituals or whatever, but we're going to do that. So the Fort Orange Salvage question of the day right here with Evan Harrod was, what is your race day ritual?
I don't eat.
You don't eat?
I don't eat.
At all?
At all.
Not even after the feature?
We don't eat until we leave the track. We
Wow.
usually go to Perkins or something like that. I don't eat all day.
Don't eat all day. So are you one of the superstitious types? No chicken on a race day, even after the race?
Yeah, yeah.
And yet, there's no green on the car either.
There's not anymore. I had one car that had green on it, and I got rid of it rather quickly.
Right. So I know some, some other race day rituals some might have is, like I said, don't eat chicken on race days. It would be a few of them. That's more of a superstitious thing, I would say. But I know a few guys, they go to maybe their favorite restaurant or stop at their, favorite gas station or whatever. I knew a race team that went to Subway every week, got sandwiches, brought them to the track, and then ate them at the track. Me, myself, race day rituals, you got to get yourself hyped up with some good music. And then you also got to, we stopped at our favorite gas station, which would be Todd's Beer Cave in Rock Rapids, Iowa, picked up some ice. And you know what? The big thing I'm going to advocate for, and this, Evan, that, support the local businesses that support your local racetracks.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, without them, racing would not work. A lot of people think, it's just the cars that make it work, the track owners and promoters. Oh, no. It is the businesses that sponsor the racetrack is what helps make this track go. And, yes, the fans and the drivers, are a big part of that too. But it's the small businesses and, the sponsors that the tracks get is what really keeps them going. So, support the local businesses that support your local racetracks. And at the same time, bring a friend to the track. If they've never been to races before, bring them. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring a friend next time.
Exactly.
So that's, some race day rituals. My ritual also was, some people call me crazy for doing this, but, I think every race car driver prays every now and then, when they get behind the wheel. One of my deals is I always prayed whenever I was in staging, whether it be for hot laps, heat race, or feature. That was the one thing I always said is I always said a little prayer, and I would end each prayer with, and Lord, most importantly, let me have fun. That's what racing's all about. We're here to have fun. And, if I wasn't having fun, I should not have been behind the wheel.
Exactly. Actually, I say a prayer in the middle of the national anthem. I have my set spot where I say my prayer, and that's where I do it.
And, that's the one thing, too. You see a lot of, sporting events and whatnot. Sometimes they don't play the national anthem. They're, they're really, I guess, checked for time or whatever. I don't know the correct wording for it, but that's one thing I love about dirt track racing. The opening invocation before every race and the national anthem to honor the greatest country in the world, but also to remember the ones who gave the ultimate sacrifice so we could do what we do each and every weekend or even during the week, and that's dirt track racing. So that is the 4 Orange Salvage question of the day here with Evan Harrod. What is your pre-race ritual? I'm sure we'll ask that question again, and we'll get some more fan interaction on this. Once again, we are live here from US 30 Speedway for day number 2 of the 25th annual Abe Lincoln Memorial. We're going to take a quick break here from our title advertiser in Rapid Graphics, and we'll be right back and talk a little bit with Evan about his racing career and what he plans to do moving forward. Stay tuned.
Rapid Graphics, located in Rock Rapids, Iowa, on the corner of Highway 9 and 75, specialize in graphics and signage of all types. They specialize in indoor and outdoor signage, banners, commercial vehicles, custom logos, race car graphics, and much, much more. Rapid Graphics have the tools to get your job done, and you can find them easily on Facebook at Rapid Graphics 12. For more information, contact Rapid Graphics for all of your custom graphic and signage needs today.
So once again, welcome back to the Announcer Booth podcast presented by Rapid Graphics. And we're still live here from US 30 Speedway. Some track prep going on right now for day number 2 of the Abe Lincoln Memorial. And sorry for the cheer noise. Evan was plugging our phone in. We're live on Facebook right now, too. So everyone tuned in on Facebook, thank you for tuning in here as we are live from US 30. And you know what? I got to say, Evan, this track is looking really, really good. And they haven't even put any water on it yet for tonight.
This thing's looking great.
Very great indeed. So we're going to dive in now to Evan's background in racing and just what he's planning on doing moving forward. I know you have a car, you don't have a car. What's the story going on with that?
I'm just a little bit short of having the car paid off.
That helps. That helps.
I found a good buddy of mine that had a car sitting there, and we worked out a deal, and I'm making payments on it, and we're almost there.
Almost there, and I know 2019 was the last year that you raced?
Last year.
Yep. So you were in hobby stock in 2019. I remember calling a few of your races over there at the off-road speedway in how did I say that there? It was something Norfolk, Nebraska. I usually think of a word that starts with the same letter of the town, the first letter of the town, but you know what? That's all right. Anyway, so it's over there in Norfolk at Off-Road Speedway, and you keep telling me that one race that I called, he's like, I got to rewatch this over and over and over. It's just awesome. But was it always the hobby stock that you were racing, or how did you get into racing in that 65 machine?
Actually, I started out as the number 80 in Sport Compacts. I had 3 or 4 different... I had 3 of my own cars. And then my last year in 4 cylinders, I jumped in a couple different cars for people. Just was going to be part-time and ended up finishing 10th in points and a 5th in points.
That's not bad.
No.
That's not bad. Now, you say Sport Compact. Now, for those of you watching live here on Facebook, you can see what Evan looks like. Evan could be my twin. We'll just put it that way. And I'm just looking Sport Compact. Please tell me it was a 2-door and not a 4-door.
Actually, I did have a 4-door. One of them was a 4-door.
Did you have to take the B-pillars out then just to squeeze through that small window? Or I know I would have to.
It was tight, but we made it work.
Made it work indeed. And that's the one thing, you work with what you got.
Exactly.
So starting out in compacts, and how did you get into the hobby stock scene, and what was the transition like from going to a front-wheel drive to something completely different, a lot more horsepower, and a rear-wheel drive?
Oh, that was my first night in that hobby stock was crazy. I think,
for lack of a better word.
Yeah, lack of a better word. I think I spun it out like 2 or 3 times. It was something to get used to, but we figured it out pretty quick. Made a couple A features.
And just been having fun ever since.
Exactly. It's all about.
So, with the hobby stock racing last year, I know you've talked a little bit about maybe sport mod stock car. You're helping Tyler Steckelberg, or as we call him, Steck, out in the stock car division right now. What's the plan moving forward?
Oh, I know he's going to stay with the stock car. I believe I'm going to go with a B mod. Just more of the fact it's one that I've always wanted to run, and I don't want that bad blood between me and him if something were to happen out on the track.
Right.
We're both very competitive, and one little thing, I don't want to ruin that friendship. We've been friends since I was in 3rd grade, so I really don't want to lose that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've heard a few people say, though, too, it's like, man, I got to get out of this one class because, I got so many friends, and, I don't want anything to happen to where all of a sudden, we go from good friends to not talking to each other anymore. So I can get that. So I know Sport Mod, it's a little more challenging, the things you can do with the suspension and getting the car up on the bars and whatnot. It drives way different, but at the same time, a lot more fun.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a big learning curve from a hobby stock to a B mod. Having them bars set up underneath you to where it was just flat before, it's going to be fun.
Panhard bar, and then I got J bar, and you get this linkage, 2-link suspension. Then you get into a modified, then you got 4-link suspension, and even a little more horsepower. So it's, a lot challenging, but a lot of trial by fire as well, and it's going to be a good time. I know it is.
Oh, absolutely.
We got people chiming in on Facebook here. Jeremy Russell, hello, guys, watching from the Morningside football game. Well, hello, Jeremy. Thank you for tuning in here live from US 30. Kyle Reed, I know you know Kyle Reed in the Sport Compacts, says, how late did you guys run last night? Well, we went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning.
Final checkered was what, 2 o'clock?
2 a.m. was our final checkered flag. 51 sport mods last night for 20 spots in the A main.
And that's the class I'm going to.
we had 6 heat races and 3 B features.
Was it 3 or 4 B features?
We had 3.
Was it 3?
It was supposed to be 4, but then they just added more just
gotcha.
to save a little bit of time because we were Anthony and I were kind of dragging in the booth last night. So
you come down to the pits afterwards, it's like, how are you still walking?
Yeah, that's what I always want to know. And that's the thing. I've been cutting silage too on top of racing season now. So I sit a lot, so it's kind of like gotta relearn how to walk again sometimes, because like sitting for so long. What are these things called, and how do they work again? Oh, that's right, they're called legs. I'm sure if you've run an enduro, I don't know if you have or not, but it's 2 hours or 200 laps, whichever comes first. I've done that. It's kind of like the same thing.
I have not. I've wanted to.
It's a lot of fun.
I got invited to go to, I think it was one over in Iowa. It was a 3-hour, 300 lap. I don't know if we're still going to do it or not, but I think it'd be a blast.
It's definitely a blast. For me, it was just sitting in that car for too long kind of got to me.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah.
With the 300 laps, I think we're going to have 3 guys. So
well,
switch
yeah,
out.
it doesn't say anything about changing drivers as long as the car is on the track.
Exactly. So each of us pull 100 laps. That's still a lot, but
us fluffy boys got to learn to get in and out of the car real quick then.
as long as I got that air blower on there, I think I'd be okay.
I think I'd be all right, too. And maybe, I always took like a big, 7-Eleven Slurpee mug, like they had back in the day. Ran a tube down to it as a straw, so then you got something to drink while you're in there.
I always put every race car I've ever had I've always made sure there's a water bottle beside my seat.
Right.
So cautions, sitting in the back chute waiting to pull on the track, I was drinking water.
Yep. You got to master, though, how to drink with your helmet on, though, is one thing that I learned.
Kind of a pour and pray.
Pour. That is the best description I've ever heard. A pour and pray. Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's awesome.
I don't know where that came from, but that was great.
Like most other things in racing, you just wing it at whatever comes to your mind first.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Pour and pray. That's going to be Evan's new catchphrase now here, especially when he's out on the track. Well, what are you going to do? Well, we're going to pour and pray and find out what happens, I guess. So, once again, Evan Harrod here with me, Scotty to Hotty, live from US 30 Speedway. We're going to take another quick break here, and we're going to dive into next about what we can expect tonight, as well as a few different classes tonight. Also, a little bit of recap of last night as well. But first, we're going to hear from the Sodak iRacing Series right here on the Announcers Booth Podcast.
The Sodak iRacing League is the premier iRacing league for drivers, crew members, fans, and sponsors in the tri-state area around South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota. From street stocks to super late models, modifieds to sprint cars, the Sodak iRacing League does them all. You can follow all of their seasons live and free on Advantage Racing TV. For more information, look for Sodak iRacing on Facebook or join the league by searching for Sodak under the Leagues tab on your iRacing account.
Back here at US 30 Speedway live with the Announcer Booth Podcast from Columbus, Nebraska, the 25th edition of the Abe Lincoln Memorial, day number 2. Sitting here with Evan Harrod, driver the number 65. We'll just leave it at 65 because
65 is the new number.
Yes, 65 is the new number. So, Evan, we were out here last night. You were doing some helping out on Tyler Steckelberg's stock car. Myself, I was up in the booth calling the great racing action from US 30 Speedway here. And you know what? We had 150 plus cars here tonight, or last night. Tonight, it could be more with the purses being up tonight. But, we had over 50 sport mods. We had over 30 hobbies, 30 stock cars, 20 sprint cars as well. And one of my favorite classes in this area, the Midwest Classic Stock Car Association, was here as well. And boy, did they put on a show.
Yes, they did.
They usually put on a good show just about everywhere they go.
They do. And the thing I love about them is there's not much banging. It's just clean, hard racing.
Yeah. And, we're substituting them tonight with the Good Old Time Racing Association. And, you want to talk about another group of, old blast from the past cars. Those guys definitely know how to put on a show as well. But, they say in dirt track racing, anything can happen. How about that sprint car feature last night?
I actually didn't get to watch it.
You didn't get to watch it? Did you hear about it at least?
I did not.
Oh, my God. Okay. So we had battles for the race lead all throughout the race. Superman Stu Snyder, the number 5 car. Joey Danley, the 14, and the 12 of Tyler Drucke. Now, if you remember, Drucke picked up the Eagle Race Saver Nationals Championship, or the title, just 2 short weeks ago, or not last weekend, I should say, actually. And, he was leading. Danley in second, trying to run him down. Stu Snyder in third. Last corner. coming to the checkered. Tyler Drueke loses a right wheel.
Oh, man.
Loses a right rear wheel off the 12 car. How everyone missed him, I don't know. Joey Danley picked up the feature win, and I remember Anthony was making the call as he comes off turn 4. He's going to do it again. No! The right rear tire landed somewhere in the tires, I believe, over there is what I was told. That just goes to show you, not everything's in the bag before you cross the checkered flag.
Anything can happen.
Yes, exactly. And that was a perfect example. I mean, I feel bad for Jugi, but at the same time, congratulations, Joey Danley. I mean, he was on a rail last night.
Absolutely.
And, we saw a few other things, though, too. The stock car feature, I know you were watching that one. Or did you watch that one, or were you still wrenching?
I watched a little bit of it. I was trying to get a hobby stock. I got a buddy running a hobby stock, too, so I've been turning wrenching on both of them. I watched a little bit of it.
And, well, it's, Austin Brands, a 17 car out of Boynton. We've had him on the show before already, too. Looking for his first ever stock car win. Led part of that race, was battling with Damon Richards. We apologize for the wind as we're outside here and a little bit windy, so bear with us, folks. But, working hard, Damon Richards there, too. Cade Richards, the 1R car, was also there near the top. But, bringing home the win last night, too, as, and the name just escaped me. That's what happens when you know a lot of race car drivers. You can't keep them all straight every now and then, But also, the hobby stock race, Sal Hernandez was looking strong early on. But then, out of nowhere, Kevin Betson would take over the race lead and not look back.
Yeah, just like you said, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And, the good old time Racing Association, a few cars beating and banging in there. The one iconic and ironic, I should say, the first heat race, the Midwest Classics last night, all Camaros.
Really?
All Camaros. That's the first time I've ever seen that. And, that was just an awesome, awesome thing to see. And, I can't wait for the Gotcha guys to come out here tonight with the old nostalgic coupes.
Those things are sweet.
Those things are sweet. And, Jeff Triggs, the 58 car, maybe I'm a little biased because, my number used to be 58 when I was racing. But I got to say that the one of the best-looking cars out there, Johnny Orlowski Jr. in the number 1 red, white, and blue.
Yeah, that thing's pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet. So, if you cannot make it out here, as we're live on Facebook right now, can't make it out here, Advantage Racing TV's got you covered. So, be sure to tune into them tonight. And we're going to hear from Advantage Racing TV and AOK Photography and Design. And just on the other side of this break, we're going to wrap things up with Evan here. And we're going to maybe talk to a few other guests. I see Jed standing back here waiting for his turn on the mic to talk a little foodage here at the US 30 Speedway.
I might run back and grab a steak for you.
Yeah, we might do that too, and maybe a couple other drivers will get in there as well. So we'll
get
be
you
right.
something.
We'll get us something. So we'll be right back here after we hear from Advantage Racing TV and AOK Photography and Design.
Advantage Racing TV is your source for local entertainment in the tri-state area. From compacts to late models and sprint cars, Advantage Racing TV has just what you need to cure your racing ailments. Check them out online at www.advantageracing.tv and take advantage of your racing addiction.
AOK Photography and Design is the place for all your photo needs. AOK does racing hero cards, blankets, canvas, racing sponsor photos, as well as other personalized items. Located out of Montevideo, Minnesota, they can get what you need at an affordable price. Check them out on Facebook for more information, and you'll find that their guaranteed service is A-OK.
So back here live from US 30 Speedway in Colossal Columbus, Nebraska. There we go. I found a word.
There you go.
I found a word. We are live here from US 30, day number 2 of the 25th annual Abe Lincoln Memorial Speedway. And I'm still here with Evan Harrod. And Evan, tonight we were just kind of recapping it. Tonight is going to be an awesome night. We had 150 plus cars last night, possibly even more tonight. We got late models coming in tonight as well. We got modifieds coming in too with them. Man. Hobby stocks, stock cars, sport mods, like we said, modifieds, late models, and the Good Old Time Racing Association. And then afterwards, we're going to party like it's 1999. The Dylan Bloom Band is going to be live here at the US 30 Speedway. Hot laps at 3:30 today. Boy, 3:30 hot laps. What were we thinking doing a show this early, huh?
Actually, I think it's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice. It is going to be nice. And Dylan Bloom Band right after that. The occasion, it's Bobby and Janelle Lincoln's 25th wedding anniversary today. They are renewing their vows during intermission tonight. And then we got the Dylan Bloom Band to celebrate later on tonight after the races. That's why we're starting early here tonight, but it's going to be a great time. Evan, I don't know about you. I love late models, and I love them here at US 30.
Oh, they wide open.
Wide open. Yes, exactly. Wide open, and modifieds are going to be here tonight too, and it's just going to be a great night of racing. Come on out for day number 2 here if you can. If you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. We're going to wrap up this show. We're going to be right back with another show here in just a few minutes. We're going to talk to Jed here about what goes on behind the scenes in the kitchen here at US 30 Speedway, but Evan, I got to thank you for coming on the show and co-hosting with me, man. It's been awesome. And, I mean, we're going to, talk a little bit later on, throughout the night, too, as well, and see how Steck does in that number 7 car.
Absolutely. It's been a blast. Hopefully, we got a little bit I want to change, and hopefully I'll get him up here and away from the car so I can change stuff.
Yeah. Just don't tell him, right?
Exactly. I've done that before, and I ask him, how'd the car run? Oh, it was good. I was like, yeah, I changed stuff.
Just good, huh? I thought it was great.
Exactly. You were hauling the mail.
Not a sponsored plug for Frosted Flakes, by the way. So we're going to end this show here. Once again, I want to thank Evan Harrod for being on the show, man. It's been great having you here. To Bobby and Janelle Lincoln and the Lincoln family for letting us do this right here live from US 30 Speedway. Matthew Broadus, Jerry Van Sickle, Sean Neisted for helping out with the show each and every week. To everyone tuned in on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed episode number 1 of season 2 of the Announcer Booth podcast. And once again, Evan, thank you for coming on the show, man. Greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. It was a fun time.
All right, so to you, the race fans, thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you back next week here on the Announcers Booth podcast presented by Rapid Graphics. Take care.